What's up everyone, Roger here from DisKingdom.com. A quick update for you guys on some Kingdom Hearts 3 news that came out from the D23 Expo. There's a number of different interviews have gone up over the last few days with different outlets like Game Informer, GameSpot, IGN, etc. One of the interesting that came up was regarding news on Kingdom Hearts 3's DLC. Now, there's been reports earlier, way before the new trailer got announced, that the game would be coming out in 2018 and that it would be coming out regardless of if it was finished, and that they would maybe add on extra content through DLC because basically Square Enix and Disney just want the game out. Which obviously is on Twitter, that means very, very different things, but it kind of almost feels like that's been put on because during a recent interview over at GameStop, it was revealed that Tensei Nomura added, I don't think we're going to be keeping any of the world's secret until the game is released. I think we'll be introducing them leading up to the launch, which makes sense from the publicity side of things, in terms of maybe using a different trailer for each things, using the hype from each movie to kind of build. So that does make a lot of sense. But however, he adds, nowadays games can add on content on after the fact through DLC content, so there's no need to hide new worlds. Now, you could take that as definitely like, well, we're going to be adding new worlds later, so therefore we don't need to tell you everything because you can't data mine it. It's not going to leak out. You know, the world of leaks and data mining stuff, it does open everything up. You know, the days of having that, when that original games came out and everyone could just could play through and everyone would find out, you know, everything's changed since those original games come out. So trying to keep it secret necessarily isn't going to work. That idea just is very, very difficult. And also the marketing point of view of if they've got 7 worlds, they can promote each of those 7 worlds to different fans. But the interesting thing is with that DLC, because it depends whether you're thinking DLC is just additional land, additional things, or if there's just going to be additional stories coming out later. Because video games companies are trying to go into this sort of live service thing where they are adding content constantly, keeping players coming back. And, you know, maybe when Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, it's only going to be maybe what we might consider to be half a game with that content coming later. Well, it'd be that episode kind of thing. You know, Square Enix have been doing it with the Final Fantasy, where they've been expansions of stories, because the story never really ends, it just keeps expanding onto it. Which is sort of the standard thing for games nowadays. But I think, you know, Kingdom Hearts, you know, historically has been a game that, you know, had a strong beginning, strong ending, had, you know, 30-40 hours of strong story. The idea that it might be shorter because of DLC. Now, carrying on with the concept of DLC, he added that nothing is set in stone, and I'm afraid we can't go into details, but I have told the team just be prepared to able to accommodate for something like that. We can't suddenly develop a system where we're accommodating for downloadable content, so it's not confirming or denying either way, but just so the development team will be prepared, I've informed them of these preparations. He also added on, I feel like I've packed in much more fun than I have in my previous Kingdom Hearts titles. Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be our first full HD game in our current console generation. It does involve a lot of bandwidth and resources to create a full in HD. So our directive was to make many elements as possible of gameplay included in one single world rather than having multiple different little worlds with a few elements. We wanted to pack as many gameplay elements and fun into a single world. If we're able to accomplish everything that we planned out, I'm pretty confident that people will enjoy and be fully satisfied with the end product. Now, again, it's very interesting to see how that all works out, because DLC is a major part of video games now. It's a way of funding games. Additionally, you know, you have to look at the price of Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 3. Probably actually in the in-game store, the price is the same, but obviously costs have gone up, inflation, etc. in those 15 years. So they are going to have to fund extra things, and it's either it's a typical thing of DLC, microtransactions, costumes, things like that. So it's hard to know exactly what's going on, but I think definitely letting people into the idea that there will be DLC, and maybe even the story will continue on in expansions afterwards. Personally, with the way how long this game's taken, you know, people will be like, well, no, it should be, you know, the game should just be fleshed out, it should be the whole thing. But that's just becoming less and less likely nowadays with the way of how it's working. I personally love what Square Enix did with Hitman last year, where they had little episodes coming. You know, personally, I would love to have a big chunk of the game, and then, you know, if we had like 0.2 update every 3 to 6 months for a year or two while we keep going, I'd be fine with that. I'm happy with content being stretched out a little bit more nowadays. Not so good, obviously, if you're expecting to pay the full price and get it, but we don't know if that DLC will be like that, or if it could be something completely different, or if there will be none. It's just very hard to know, but I am fully expecting to see something like that happening with this game, and maybe they've had to sort of strip some ideas out because basically Disney and Square Enix want this game released because it's been in development for a long time, and it's the main Disney game. You could tell that from the D23 Level Up. That was the only Disney game that was showcased, and there's a lot of franchises out there. Well, anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and check us out over at DisKingdom.com, and I shall see you guys in another episode later.